My first guest is a three-time Emmy-nominated comedian, writer, executive producer, and star of the hit show on HBO, a Black lady sketch comedy, Robin Thede. Is a force to be reckoned with. She's been shaping the world of TV and comedy for years as a writer and actress, but as a creator of her groundbreaking sketch comedy show, Robin has carved out a new lane to amplify Black women, Black joy, and comedy that reflects the culture. Take a look.
Some of us have to use our God-given assets to make ends meet. What ends do you have to make meet? Baby, you live in a cave. Yeah. Don't act like you never slept with some men's to pay your cave rent. Why would you pay for something that God just gave you? Kick the bear out and move in.
I'ma take it like a bandit. Yeah, keep it up and you manage. Yeah, give it back. Yeah, tag me in, I'ma tag back. Yeah.
All right, here's one of the funny shows on TV. Please welcome the genius behind it, Robin Thede, to the TFL. Welcome. Welcome.
Oh my
I love it.
gosh.
Congratulations on every season 3.
Oh, thank you. Yes, that is no small feat in this industry.
I love that you said it. That is no small feat.
Oh.
Because this show today was inspired by something you wrote in an article, Pop Sugar, basically about women bragging, if you will, on ourselves. I'm going to paraphrase it. You said something like, forget humility, brag on your ish.
Yeah.
What inspired?
That's the clean version.
That's the Disney version.
Yes.
Tell me what inspired that article.
You know what? It's exactly what you were talking about at the top of the show. That men come in and say, yeah, I did that. And women come in and like, you know, I did okay. It's like, no, ma'am, you're a CEO, you're a boss. I have so many friends who are these accomplished women with these degrees and these amazing jobs, and they diminish their accomplishments all the time because we're taught to be humble.
Right.
You know, I said, look, Kendrick Lamar had a great song, Sit Down, Be Humble, but we can't always use that as the way we act. And I think the greatest thing that we can do if we work so hard, look how hard you've been working. I've been watching you since Chicago.
Thank you.
And I'm so proud of you and everything you've done. But imagine if you didn't celebrate yourself, and imagine if you didn't talk about your accomplishments. And I just think that we have to do that more. Because why do we do all this work if we're not going to brag about it?
I know.
Why do we do it?
I mean, you're an Emmy winner on your, with your show. And to your point, I've gave speeches when I was off air for a while before starting this show. And I had to struggle with this concept of people tell you to be proud of yourself, but then when you're proud of yourself, they say, oh, she thinks she all that.
Yes.
And it's like, and we send young girls conflicting information because we say, be proud of yourself, but then shrink yourself down.
So I have an easy way to distinguish. So you can have pride in what you're doing, but not be prideful, right? Mm-hmm. And the other key to that is you have to be honest, right? So there's a lot of false narratives online. Like on Instagram, on Facebook, people will post themselves only on their best day. I will post myself, just woke up, just because I want people to see that. And I want people to see me with no makeup and no glam and none of that stuff. But just also, you don't have to fake the funk, you know? You don't have to do that. You're enough.
Right.
And even if you're just like, well, I haven't accomplished anything yet, I'm going to school. You're going to school.
Well, listen,
that's incredible.
This job is hard. The hardest job I have is a 2-year-old boss at my house.
That part.
And I tell people, I don't care. Getting a kid dressed in the morning and get out of the door, you should be bragging to everybody on the phone.
That's right.
And I'm not, and for years on TV, when people would say that, I'm like, they're just trying to get street cred with the mom crowd. No, I'm like, that's real talk. And we should, as you said, celebrate your wins.
Yeah.
And for me, when I go back to a lot of how I feel about myself now at age 51, when I know I am.
You better say it.
No, listen, according to John Oliver, I say it a lot.
Love it.
But no, but when I was pitching this show, to be honest with you, I would go into rooms, and after 30 years of being a reporter, I was afraid to say, they'd say, well, what do you do? What do you want? And I'm like, first of all, I've been on TV for 30 years. Have you seen me on the Today Show?
Yeah.
But I struggled with using humor as a way to self-deprecate so that they would accept me in rooms. And I said, finally, okay, I can still be funny and myself.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you, 30 years I've been doing this. I've covered crime.
That's right.
I've gotten exclusive. So,
that's right.
But it took me time. And I was 50.
Yeah.
So how did you find the secret sauce so early? Because you grew up in Iowa.
I did, in a trailer park in Iowa. I grew up with no privilege, no nothing. And look, I think for me, I had parents who said you can be anything, but they meant it.
They named you after Robin Williams.
They did, yeah.
So
my
they
dad
already
named
said
me
that's
after Robin
visionary.
Williams.
They were like,
Yeah.
okay, she's gonna be this.
Yeah, and I think for me, it was about them saying it doesn't matter that you don't have the resources, you have the talent and the ability and the smarts, so you can forge your own path. I think about just the ways in which we're told by society that we can't define ourselves and that we're defined by people who think, we should be kept small.
Yeah.
And I think they just prevented me from feeling that way. It's not that I don't struggle with it, because I do,
everybody
right? This
does,
industry
right.
will beat you up.
Yeah.
But I think I always go back to that, like, no, I can be anything. I can create
Because
anything.
my parents told me.
Because my parents
and that's
told me
why
that,
you
and I
say
believe
what
it.
you tell kids matters. What you
Oh my
say
God, it matters so
We know
much.
that. Coming up,
Yeah.
Robin Thede is staying with us, and a closer look at the new star-studded season 3 of a Black Lady sketch show. After the break. We're back with comedian, writer, executive producer Robin Thede, who has plenty to brag about as she counts down to season 3 of her Emmy-winning sketch comedy series, A Black Lady Sketch Show. And we got a clip for the Tan fam. Take a look.
Our next comedian has never been on Comedy Central or Comic View. Why would you write that down? Okay, give it up for Keisha.
Keisha, y'all look gooder than a Honda with all his hubcaps. You got a car, man? You rich? Oh, what else? What else? I'm just working out some material. Let's see what we got. Oh, man, hey, guess what? I like my men like I like my coffee. Instant.
Oh, God. That was a clip. I mean,
She is a very bad comedian, but has a lot of confidence.
Very bad comedian
Yeah,
with
a lot of confidence.
You have so many lists of firsts. The first Black woman head writer in late night TV for Late Night with Larry Wilmore, who I love. The first Black woman to write for the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
Yep.
The first Black woman to create, showrun, write, and star in a sketch comedy series. Your lists of firsts are incredible. And I've always been conflicted about being the first Black woman to host Today Show, because I'm like, well, it was 62 years. I probably shouldn't have been the first.
That part.
You were the first in all of these.
Yeah.
How do you reconcile the fact that it's an honor, but in the year that we are in, they're still first like this?
Right, it is. It's a mixed blessing. I always say it's bittersweet, because when you're the first, it's this honor, you get to have that title. But then when you are doing the job and you look behind you for help, there's no one there.
Yeah.
You look back like, well, what did you do? Oh, there's no one there. So it's tough. But I've had great mentors in the business, and I've had people, who have helped me along the way, like Larry Wilmore.
Yeah.
But I think the tricky thing is you want to hold that title with honor, but you also want to usher the rest in.
Right.
Right. So I was
Leave the door open.
Yeah. So I hired the second Black woman head writer in Late Night on my Late Night show. So that's how I reconciled it. I was like, well, I'll just hire more.
I love that. And it's always tough when you look back at adversities, right? And you look back at things you've overcome. You had a show, it did not last. I've had things that did not last. But I always tell people, everything that didn't work out for me, it's been shown to me through God what I was really meant to do.
That's right.
So when I lost the Today Show, I recognized in real time that this is where I was meant to be.
Yeah.
How do you, because we all want to have a list of wins, and I don't believe that anything is a loss, but how do you reset when it doesn't work out the way you want?
Yeah, you know what? I think for me, I have such a great support system.
Yeah.
So when my Late Night show was over, Issa Rae called me and said, what are we doing together?
Yeah.
And I said, well, I'm wallowing in self-pity right now. And she said, no, well, get up. We're making a show. And she knew I had this sketch show. And I actually wasn't going to be on it, because I was selling it while I was doing another show. And I was going to put all these amazing Black women that are on it. And she goes, well, now you can be in it. And it worked out perfectly. And that setup was just the perfect alley-oop. We took it to HBO. It was on the air in 9 months. So
Issa's been on our show as well, and I love that story because, again, it's easy for celebrities to come and say, this is what I'm doing now, and this is how amazing. But for every book that ends well, there are pages
Yeah.
that it took to get
That's
there.
right. And how would you appreciate anything
Yeah.
you have now without the adversity,
Yeah.
you know? And it's not all rainbows and unicorns all the time, you know? And I think it is important for people to see that.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
So the list of stars on this season, Gabrielle Dennis,
Oh my God.
Ashley Nicole Black,
Yeah.
Sky Townsend.
Well, that's the core cast.
That's the core cast.
Yeah.
But then the list that you've got coming, Ava DuVernay, Wanda
Yeah.
Sykes, David Allen Greer, Wayne Brady, Jamil Hill, my darling friend.
Yep.
I mean,
So many.
I'm telling you, this is a lineup. But
Listen, Vanessa Williams, Wanda Sykes. I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on. Oh, Wanda's there. Oh,
but
there's,
you
yeah,
talk
they're
about
cute.
the core of the show,
Yeah.
the women that are surrounding you every day who know you best. One of them wanted to tell you something. We have this, your castmate Sky Townsend sent a message.
Stop.
Take a look.
Robin Thede, I just wanted to come on here and say thank you so much for changing my life, for constantly providing opportunities for so many Black creatives who want to make a change in this industry. I know you got like 10,000 jobs, so celebrating yourself probably isn't number one right now, but I hope that you look around today and pat yourself on the back. You have done an incredible job. Watching you run the show is like a masterclass, and we just thank you for believing in yourself and providing opportunities for so many. We're proud of you, we thank you, and I hope to do this for so many seasons to come.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
No, because this show is about giving our flowers to our friends and the people in our circle. And I would encourage everybody today, pick up the phone and call somebody, another woman in your life, and give them
100%.
their flowers today.
I will tell you, I thank you to Sky. That's my little baby. Like wait till you see what she does on this season. I'm so proud of the world to see what she does. So much of what doing this show meant to me was I left a show where it was me in the title, only me in the title, and I created a space for a bunch of us.
Yeah.
And that opened up everything. Once it became not about me and about us and about the we, my whole career changed and my life changed.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. I'm so proud of you, so inspired by you. Season 3 of A Black Lady Sketch Show airs this Friday, April 8th on HBO.